spirit guides, guardian angels of the highest truth and compassion, with gratitude, I ask that you fill my body and soul with your love and protection. Please ground my energy so deeply into the earth so that I may serve the greater good with a renewed vibration. Welcome to the Multiple Truths podcast. We're your hosts, Holly
and Brittany. This is a space where we can come together healing in community, where we share our self-love journeys, insights, and wisdom.
A space with no hierarchy or judgment, fostering love, compassion, and respect, and where we honor our differences. With open minds and hearts, everyone's truth is welcome here. We are in this together. Let's dive into the episode.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Multiple Truths podcast. You are here with me and Holly today.
Woo!
Yay! I'm in Santa Cruz visiting Holly's new home, which we've talked about in previous episodes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so beautiful. You might hear some ducks in the background.
Yeah, there are so many ducks. There's a stream that's close by. And there's so many ducks and so many birds and frogs and just all of the wildlife.
Yeah, it's beautiful though. So
yeah, it feels like camping. It
yes,
just like all of the sounds of the birds and all of it. It just feels like constant camping, which I honestly love.
It's really sweet. Yeah, I feel like I'm just on a forever vacation here.
Yeah.
So
it's so beautiful. I love it. Yeah. I love that you're here.
I love that I'm here. I love being here. It's nice. You guys might see because we've been mainly filming at my home, but now that you're in a new home, you're going to get a mix of both, a little bit over here, a little bit over there.
Yes.
Depending on what we have going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. The next time I'll probably come to Vancouver.
Yeah.
I want to see Vancouver when it's like in the
sunny
summer.
Yeah.
Is it nice? I know there's like 3 months out of the year that are like beautiful. Is that spring or summer?
Summer for sure.
Okay.
It's summer. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have like nice moments in all year round, but it rains a lot. The summer is your best bet, at least, to like avoid weeks of rain.
Yeah.
Because when it rains and it doesn't let for a while sometimes. But
because the last time I was there, it was beautiful fall. Like it was like so many vibrant colors, which I loved. I'm excited. I don't know if I've seen it in the summer. I don't think I have.
No, I don't. No, you were here for your birthday though.
Yeah.
And that was June.
Yeah.
So it can get, it is nice at that time too. That's before it gets like super hot, because it can get hot. It gets hot like July, August, September can be pretty warm. That was a good trip.
We did do like a little hike outside. I remember that now. Yeah.
And I know those like the only thing though with the summer is we get fires sometimes. So like when the fires hit, we didn't really deal with that last summer though, but like the only thing with the fires is that it can get smoky, and then you just like you don't see the sky because it's just and then you can't go outside because it's a breathing hazard, and that can happen in like August, September. So July, August is normally pretty good, but then the fire, it depends on the year. Hopefully we don't have fires this year.
Yeah, in California, there's so many. I mean, obviously like LA, the LA fires, all of that, but you don't get that here really in like Northern California too much.
That's nice. It's so beautiful here in Santa Cruz. So I'm like, I want to go surfing.
I know we need to learn how to surf. Eric and I were just talking how my dad and my stepmom are coming to visit, and we're like, ooh, maybe we should get some surfing lessons for all of us.
Oh, that would be so fun.
And I feel like Eric and I did our first surfing in Hawaii when we were there last. We got like a little lesson, and I got up on the first time and it was amazing. They're like these small waves though. Like Santa Cruz, there's some big waves.
There's big waves here. When I went to Bali, it's literally the exact same thing. Like I got up on the first try and they're like, you've done this before. I'm like, maybe in a past life. Maybe.
Same. Literally that's what I said too, because I'm like, how am I getting up? And I was like, I feel like I've done this before.
Yes. And I've always said that. I'm like, I swear I've been a surfer chick in a past life.
Yeah, I feel like too. Yeah, I felt so at home in Hawaii. I feel like probably in Hawaii.
I've never been to Hawaii, but that's
love it.
Definitely a place that I want to go. But
so beautiful.
And then the second time I went surfing was when I was in San Diego.
Okay, yeah.
And that was really beautiful too. That was it wasn't a lesson though. Like somebody took me out, so I had to like do the I had so much fun, but it was hard, and I think the waves were a little bit bigger, but it was just like sitting out on the board watching the sunset.
It was the picture your mom painted for you.
That was like a core memory. It was so beautiful once you kind of get over the fear of like, oh my God, is there sharks? You know what I mean? When you're like deep in that ocean.
Yes. Yeah.
We were talking about the ocean yesterday, how it's like beautiful, but scary.
Yeah. It's like mysterious. Oh my God. It's like, it's so beautiful, so healing. But then, you know, going out there, it's just mysterious. You have no idea. You have to be careful. But there's so much beauty about the ocean. I feel so at peace and at home when I'm near the ocean. There's something so healing about being by water for me, because I grew up in Ohio and I was like, I feel like I need to be by the water. And I know we're both Pisces.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Pisces rising and you're Pisces.
I'm a moon and rising Pisces. Yeah.
So like water is like, and I'm a
Scorpio.
And I'm Cancer.
So we're all water. Yeah,
so like being by water is like so healing for the soul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love it so much. But yeah, I definitely want to get out surfing. Maybe the next time you come, we'll
Maybe.
surf. Yeah, I want to get like surfboards.
What's
too.
that? Da 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 da. Surfing USA.
Oh yeah,
da, da, da. Yeah. That song's popping to mind. What's that? The Beach Boys? Is that a band?
So.
I don't
remember.
Can't
remember, but yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's coming to mind. Yeah, that's funny.
It's so fun. I love it. I have a wetsuit, but I know like it's so the water
cold,
here is so cold, so you'd need a wetsuit.
That's
but
like,
they have rentals around here too.
Yeah, that's like in Vancouver. You can surf on Vancouver Island.
Okay.
But the water's even colder there, and you need wetsuits.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like love the water, but it needs to be warm so I could like get my whole body in it. That's the only thing. But
yeah, I want to touch on that real fast because like cold plunging is so powerful.
Right. Yeah.
Because San Francisco, the Bay, where Eric and I used to live, and here too, the water, we're in the Pacific Ocean, so the water's so cold. But we do cold plunging in the ocean, and it's actually so good for the body and the mind. And it's so hard to get in there though. Like if you've cold plunged at all, you know how hard it is to get in the water, but like it's so powerful because not only is it so good for your body, for your muscles, for recovery, but like something that I've really taken away from it is if you struggle with anxiety or have trouble feeling your emotions or sitting in the discomfort or like uncomfortable emotions, it's so powerful because it's training your body and mind and yourself to just be able to sit in the uncomfortable because you're so uncomfortable in that cold water and breathe through it, doing like those deep belly breaths to be able to get through it. And that is such training for out in your real life when you're sitting through uncomfortable emotions or just like discomfort or feeling anxious. It's like actually allowing yourself to sit through it and breathe through it instead of distracting from it. It's like training you for real life, which I feel like that's the most value that I've taken out of it. It's like retraining your nervous system, how to sit in the discomfort and breathe through the discomfort, which is so powerful. But again, it's not for everyone. It's like really challenging.
So hard. I've done cold plunges before, and it's not like a regular thing for me.
Yeah.
If I had like, I always said like if I had like a cold plunger on Access, like I would probably do it. Yeah. But I don't. Maybe one day. Oh.
Yeah, it's not. People are definitely, there's like so much resistance to it, but I think the people that do it like get it. Like it's like whoa, like, and when you get out, you feel so energized and so good and like woo, taking on the world. Woo, like it's so nice.
On that topic of things that are good for you.
Yeah.
Let's segue into today's topic.
Yes.
Where we just want to do a nice, quick, short, beautiful, fun episode on just like rituals and just really taking time out of your day every day to fill your cup and to replenish and to do things for you, even if it's maybe not easy, you know, like the cold plunge. Not that it's checking things off a list, because it's not as simple as just checking things off a list, but really creating like those, like a morning routine, an evening routine, like what works for you. And I'll share mine. I'm sure you'll share yours, and we'll just get into that and just like the importance of that, because I feel like people are on autopilot so often that they don't take the time out of their day for themselves. And I know that it is hard for people if you're a mom, if you're a dad, or, you know, you have responsibilities, right? It can be challenging, but it is so, so, so important, because if your cup is not full, you're going to be giving out of an empty cup, and you're going to get tired. That's how you can get sick. That's how, you know, it just compacts on each other. Burnout happens. And, it's so important to replenish, even if it's like 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes before you go to bed. It's not like that much time, but if you're able to do that for yourself, it can really be a game changer.
Yeah. And I feel like just even adding more like intention and sacred honoring rituals like throughout the day, like throughout my program, the biggest thing that I do with my clients is like creating a morning and a nighttime routine and a movement and meal prep routine. But I really hone in on the morning and nighttime, especially if you're struggling with your mental health. Like those are your times to fill your cup up, to take care of yourself, because I feel like so often just like as humans, like we give so much of our time to other things, other people, our families, children, work, and kind of like neglect ourselves and are running on empty. And there's so much dis-ease like within people. And I just feel like the mornings are your time to fill your cup up, to take care of yourself, to make sure that you can go to every situation calm, grounded, and not from a chaotic space. Because I think we live in such a fast-paced society that it's like so easy to just feel like everyone's like anxious. Like there's like this anxious energy, and it's like your morning is your time for you to be in your real life environment too, because it's so easy. Like people just pick up their phone. I used to do this, like pick up my phone, start scrolling on social media, checking emails. And it's like, that actually is going to cause you to be more on edge throughout the day. So it's like, even in the morning, just not even checking your phone for the first 10 minutes. Like there's something so powerful about that. Cause I just think mental health, like anxiety, depression, all of these things are at record levels. And it's like, we need to start really taking care of ourselves first, because when you take care of yourself first, you can then show up for the people in your life in a much greater way. It's actually so selfless to take care of yourself first, so you can pour from a full cup and be able to be like your true, grounded, authentic self in every situation,
And like, I just want to acknowledge, because what keeps popping to mind is like, people with young children. It's like, I don't have the mornings to myself. I don't have any time to myself.
Yeah, I mean, like my sister, all of these people with kids. Absolutely.
So I would just want to acknowledge that. But it's really taking the time to say, okay, like how can I do this? How can I make some small shifts? Like something that I did when I was teaching, this is when I was working 3 jobs. I was busy. I was on autopilot. Like I started listening to Abraham Hicks. Do you know who Abraham Hicks is? Like she has books and everything too. And I've read, some of her books in the past, but listening to her on YouTube. And I'm like, I might even start doing that in the mornings again as I get ready, because she just like speaks of these like positive like affirmations. And it's just like it really like helped me like rewire my brain to help me like look at the positives. What I do now, like for me personally, I'm grateful that I now make my own schedule. So like I don't start work until a little later in the day. With that said, before that, when I had to start at a certain time, I would wake up earlier, go to the gym earlier, do what I needed to do earlier, and then I'd go to bed earlier as well so that I could make it fit. But now it's like I sleep in a little bit, I wake up at around 7 to 8 o'clock, and I love my mornings, but it's taken me some time to really discover what that morning routine is for me. And again, it's not just checking things off a list.
It's going to look different.
It's going to look different. And
anyone else's.
Yeah. And from day to day, it slightly shifts as well, depending on what I need that day. But like, just like a couple things that I like to do is I like to clean up first. Like I get up, I brush my teeth, wash my face. That's the first thing that I do, because I like to start, fresh. And then I make my bed, I vacuum, I just freshen up the house a little bit. Any dishes that need to go away, like I just like to start it clean on that note. I feed my cats, and then I cleanse the home energetically with Palo Santo while I say my prayers as well. And then when that's done, I sit down, I meditate for a little while, journal for a little while, pull some cards for myself. And then I make myself a nice cup of coffee, and I do have like either celery juice or water in the morning as well upon waking. I forgot to mention that, but I do that upon waking too, because I like to have a good poop in the morning. So
like I always say, like really waking up and having a big glass of water, not only is that going to naturally wake you up, but that's going to help get your digestive system going, so you can have that morning bowel movement.
Because let's be honest, like a nice poop in the morning, there's nothing better better than that.
Yes, it is a great way to start the day. It really is.
It is. I mean, we're getting into bowel movements, but I feel like if you're listening, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, and I think like the mornings are so sacred. Like honestly, when you can really shift the perspective of like, because my mornings are so sacred to me, like that is your time for you. That is your sacred time for you to fill your cup. I love what you do. I do something similar. And even like, I just want to touch on real quick, if you are a parent, if you are a mom that's really low on time, like you don't necessarily have to make it like an hour-long routine, but what can you do for yourself 5 minutes before you have to go and wake up your kids? Like maybe that means you have to set your alarm 5 minutes earlier. But if you do that, it's like waking up. Maybe you just want to meditate or sit and breathe for 5 minutes before you have to go wake your kids up. That even just taking that sacred pause, it doesn't have to be long. It's just that intention of I'm going to take this sacred pause and fill myself up before I go get my kids and before I'm giving all my time and energy away to everyone else. Let me do this for me. And I know my sister, she has 2 kids. She works part-time, but she has 2 girls, and she'll wake up earlier. Like she has decided now she wants to set her alarm clock earlier so she can get like in a morning workout, because that's when she feels like she's in a good headspace. Because I promise you, everything shifts when you are in a good headspace. When you start to take care of yourself more before pouring from an empty cup, like things get easier. Even though it's more challenging to wake up earlier, things will get easier when you take that time for yourself. And I always talk about Mel Robbins has this one method. It's called the 5-4-3-2-1 method. You can look into it. But basically it's like, she knows, we all know, no one really wants to get out of bed in the morning. Like when the alarm clock goes off, like you want to hit snooze. Yeah. So instead of hitting snooze, you set the intention the night before. I know I want to get up at 6:30. Okay, I'm setting my alarm for 6:30. I know I'm going to get up. Okay, the alarm clock goes off at 6:30 in the morning. You want to hit snooze. Instead of hitting snooze, you say to yourself, no, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You count backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you get up. It's like you don't give yourself, because it only takes 5 seconds to talk yourself out of doing something. So instead, right when the alarm clock goes off, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. Like not even giving yourself time to think about snoozing.
That's interesting. Yeah. What I do. I like that. I've never,
if it's hard for you to get out of bed and like you need to get out of bed so you can have time for yourself.
That is, it's just like not even just like do it. Like 1, 2, 3, let's go. I like that.
Yeah. I've tried. It's a lot easier said than done some mornings though.
What I do, like let's say I'm like, okay, I want to get up at 7. I set my alarm for 6:30. So I do that on purpose. So
you can snooze.
So that I'm like, okay, like I could snooze a couple times, but that way it's like I'm still like getting up when I plan to get up, but I plan for it.
Yeah.
It's,
I think she talked about how, which is interesting. I'm not quite sure the science on this, but like it actually makes you more tired to snooze, and like you're not getting restful sleep anymore. So it's actually like interrupting your sleep. I'm not quite, that's why she's like, it's easier, it's better to just like get up instead of like just, prolonging it, you know?
No, maybe I'll try that, you guys. Maybe it'll be,
it's hard though. I snooze and I'm like, oh my God. But I do typically get up at the same time, like similar to Brittany. Like I mean, like I said, my mornings are like so sacred to me. That is how I am who I am. Like genuinely, that's how I have the energy to do what I do. I fill my cup up. It's like so sacred to me. And even when I'm traveling, I do a modification of it. Like I always have some things that I do. So I'm always taking care of myself. So I recommend for you, if like you're traveling or whatever, like it doesn't mean you have to throw your morning routine out the window. It's like doing 3 things from that, like not getting caught up in the all or nothing mentality. Planning to not always be able to get to your full routine and having like 1 or 2 things that you continually do. But yeah, I love to like get up. I make a huge like warm lemon water that I like to just drink in the morning to naturally wake myself up, stimulate my digestive system. And then I'll like brush my teeth, wash my face. I love doing my skincare in the morning. I have like a gua sha that I use. I've been doing this for so long. Like I have like jojoba oil and then I use my gua sha, and I just feel like I'm like taking care of my skin, my face. I'm like slow with it, just trying to be intentional with my morning, like getting my under eyes. And just, I think that's something too. It's like slow and steady, like I really try and be like very intentional while I'm doing it, but I wake up earlier because I know I'm going to be taking longer.
Some things that I really started to implement just through the week. Like I love a self-care Sunday. It's like my self-care Sundays. And what I've really been focusing on, like I'll do like a face mask that day. I'll take like a nice bath that day. I've been loving to, I buy roses for myself. I love buying roses for myself. And when they start to die, I take the rose petals and I use the rose petals and I put the rose petals in the bath with Epsom salts. I also will do a scalp mask and massage on my hair, put oil in my hair, and just like taking that one day out of the week, like even if, because like I'm at home all day, so it's kind of like I could be doing my other things while my face mask is on. It's not like the whole, and I don't have kids, you know what I'm saying? So like again, just really acknowledging that, but being able to like, what can you fit in, let's say through the week, you know, to like the like little things. And what I've been doing too, that's really been helping me like go to bed at a good time, is like at the end of the day, maybe watch my show or whatever, and then turning it off. Like I turn it off at a certain time.
Maybe we dive into nighttime after morning, because I think that'd be good to separate, because I think like nighttime routine is such a powerful ritual too, to like make sure you get a good night's sleep. But I love that, because like if you can't do your skin in the morning, like all of that, like picking a Sunday to do it and like really pampering yourself in your skin. I find that just doing the gua sha in the morning, it takes 5 minutes, and like I know that's really good for your lymphatic system, like that kind of stuff. But again, if you're a busy mom, a busy person in general, like maybe you have a self-care Sunday and you just really focus on like your skincare and taking a bath and all of that kind of stuff. I love that.
Yeah, I used to do like the gua sha, and I kind of like stopped, because for me, I think like the oils, it was like I have very sensitive skin. It was like irritating my skin and like clogging my pores, and I was like, I kind of like took a step back from that, and that's when I kind of started implementing the I'm gonna do it, try it differently. And this is where it's like really figuring out what works for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely, because it's like not going to look the same for everyone. And something I want to say before I continue on is like, it should be your morning routine should make you feel so at peace and ease. If it's causing you more stress because it's way too long and you're trying to fit too many things in, it's doing the opposite effect. So making sure that you create one that feels really like honoring yourself and where you're at and the time that you have, and it should not be causing more stress. Something I do want to mention too that I didn't is like I have an alarm clock in my room. I keep my phone in a separate room so I don't even have to look at it. Like I really encourage you, if you're trying to create more of like a morning routine, like try not to look at your phone, because it really does have an impact. So maybe like test one morning not looking at it, the next morning looking at it, and like seeing how your energy and stress levels shift, because that's been a huge way to conserve energy and reduce stress. It's like not checking your phone in the morning. You always have your phone. We have it at our fingertips, like it can hold off, you know. But yeah, I like to do my skincare, and then I'll go in a separate room and I'll meditate for like anywhere from 20 minutes to like 15 to 20 minutes. I love my meditation. That's like, there's so much research into meditation too, and really grounding your energy, being able to sit with yourself, like get clear on your thoughts. It's so powerful. So meditation, journaling, I meditate, and then I do a prayer, like a deep prayer of like praying for my family, for myself, for the world. So much love, especially now, like going out to the world, people that are scared. There's so many people struggling in our world, like really sending out all of that love in the world. And I just get like full body chills as I'm doing that. I just feel like there's something really powerful around prayer. Even if you don't resonate with like prayer, it doesn't have to look a certain way. Like doing what feels true for you, because I know that there's so much like religious trauma, and people like have been so far from like wanting to pray and from faith. People have lost their faith, but there's something about praying in a way that feels good for you, and like calling on protection, thanking your guides, your guardian angels, your spirit guides. I pray to God, Jesus, Mary, Joseph, all of that. And like, I just really like, it's such a beautiful time, and I've made it my own thing, because I really don't I think there's truth to Catholicism. I grew up Catholic, but I don't fully resonate with it anymore, and that totally threw me away from it. But now it's like I've incorporated this prayer that feels so deeply resonant to my soul, and it feels really true. And I think like the more we can like pray for others too in the morning, it is like a good time, I feel like, to do that as you're like filling your cup up, you know?
I do the same thing. Like I energy cleanse my space, and then I pray.
Oh, I do too. I love Palo Santo.
Yeah, Palo Santo, and then I pray. But And exactly the same thing as Holly. Like I was religious, and now prayer is very much so my own. And my prayers change from day to day. But essentially, like through my prayers, I pray for protection. I pray for my family. I pray for the world. Anything that might be going on in my life, I'll focus on that. I pray, and I also like gratitude is a huge part of my prayers. Just grateful for health, my, again, family, just what's going on, and just really sitting and feeling that, because I know that like it's hard. Like I feel like the world is hard. Like we got shit going on, but if you're able to just pick 3 things that you're grateful for and just like really like sit in that and feel that can really, really shift your mood. It can shift your mentality. It really, really goes a long way.
Yeah. There's research in that too. Like it's like, there's a lot that like gratitude really can shift your mood in any given moment when you really feel into it. 'Cause it's really easy to get caught up in things that are going wrong. But when you can shift and sit and breathe and be like, I am so grateful for running water. A lot of people don't have running water. I'm so grateful for food to eat. I'm so grateful for a roof over my head. Like I think we forget how fortunate we are. And I think that like gratitude can really help check you and like come back to the heart space, come back to all that is like good in your life. There's so much to be grateful for.
Absolutely. And that's something else I pray for is like, help me stay rooted in love. Help me stay rooted and centered in the heart space. Help me remain humble, because we're human, and we forget that we're human and we have the ego. And I just feel like that's something that's important too. I ask for strength. I ask for strength and courage to speak my truth. I ask for, like all of those things. And I always just have like full body chills, because it's like, we're human, and I feel like acknowledging
they want to
that
help us.
They
and
want
like,
to.
Our guides so deeply want to help us, but you also have to ask for help. And I think something that is in like all of the decks that I pull, something that intuitively feels true is like asking for help me stay connected to unconditional love, to God, to service, to the light, because I think there's something where like we can think that we're doing something from a lens of love, but it can be a skewed message,
a skewed perception.
So it's like, help me stay connected to unconditional love.
And I want a part of my prayers is help me see clearly, because I ask for protection. I say any lower vibrational energies rooted in judgment, envy, whatever sent my way, I ask that they send it back up with love and gratitude to the original sender. And then I say any lower vibrational energies created within my own mind, any skewed perceptions created within my own mind, I ask for them to help me see clarity. I say help me see clarity with all of my senses. Help me, because we're human at the end of the day, and I speak it out, and trust me, they do.
Because if you ask, they'll help you. And something, maybe I'll just say it because I feel like it's like really good to help make sure you're coming from like the heart space, especially if you're spiritual, like making sure that you're protected, it's coming from a good place. Like I got this from a book and I made it kind of my own thing. I think it was from Marianne DeMarco, is the author of this book. I can't remember what the book is, but it's Holy Spirit, spirit guides, guardian angels of the highest truth and compassion. With gratitude, I ask that you fill my body and soul with your love and protection. Please ground my energy so deeply into the earth so that I may serve the greater good with a renewed vibration. So you're calling on love, you're calling on protection, and like making sure it's coming from like a grounded place, especially if you're a healer, you feel called to like supporting other people, making sure it's really coming from like a really like pure, intentional, unconditional love lens.
Because I feel like a lot of people have good intentions.
Yes.
And it starts with good intentions.
Yes.
But we are human, and good intention is not enough.
And if you're unaware of your wounds, young wounds, it can also be skewing your perception.
Looking to connect with like-minded community on your journey of self-growth, self-love, and spiritual discovery? Join the Beehive, a supportive community hosted by Holly and I, designed to help you on your personal transformation and healing journey, and to help you tap into your innate wisdom. With live monthly Q&A sessions, exclusive content, and a like-minded community, the Beehive is the perfect space to grow and step into your most authentic self. For more information and to sign up, check the link in the show notes.
Yeah, so I think like really calling on that clarity, that protection, making sure it's coming from like an unconditional love lens, it's helping you stay on track. Because we're human, we all need help.
Absolutely.
And our guides more than anything want to help us.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what's so interesting, I feel like I said, I kind of like got away from Catholicism a little bit. My family's still Catholic. I love them and I know there's truth to it, and like they're very like progressive too. But something I've been really resonating with is saying the Hail Mary and the Our Father. And I just get full body chills because I believe that there's truth to those prayers. And I think it's like, like we need to bring all of this darkness to light, pray for our sinners now at the hour of our death. Amen. And I just get like so many chills. And it really resonates with me. And I'm like, I think that's the part where like getting so far from like because of the religious trauma, but it's like coming back to the truth. Like there's truth to these prayers.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And if you're listening, you don't have to say any of those prayers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like I don't say the Hail Mary and Our Father like every morning, but there are times where I just feel called to and randomly, or the Glory Be. And also like one prayer,
I'll say the
Glory Be
too.
Yes. To the Father, to the Son. But one prayer that I've even like through religious trauma, the one prayer that I felt so connected with that I still say, I said it before ceremony this weekend, what is the St. Michael prayer. I love the St. Michael prayer. So there are, but like I said, like
you don't have to do any of these, just sharing what has like felt true and resonating. Because I think there's something really powerful about prayer that we've kind of like forgotten about as a collective because of all of the pain that like religion has caused. And I think there's truth. God is real. We know like God, the universe, source, whoever you believe in, there's a higher power, and our guardian angels, spirit guides, like they're all trying to help us. And I think prayer is so needed in our world right now. There's so much pain. So whatever feels good for you, there's no rules, there's no regulations. If it feels good,
trust that. Listen to that. It's funny because I'm thinking of like my altars at home and stuff. It's like, with like there's new age spirituality, there's religion, there's all of these things. And for me, I don't really associate with any organized religion. I feel
like it's our
it's our own, because I feel like even new age spirituality to me is its own religion. So for me, it's like I do what I like and what, feels good for me. But if you look at like my stuff at home, it's funny because it's like I've got my tarot cards, and right next to my tarot cards, I have my rosary. I have, you know what I'm saying? It's like
oracle decks, rosary, tarot cards, sage, Palo Santo.
Yes.
It's like combining everything that feels good for you. I think we've put so many rules. One right, like a right way to do it, a wrong way to do it. It's like take what resonates for you and make it your own thing. Make it your own ritual.
And something I think is super important to acknowledge is recognizing where these traditions come from. Like sage is from the indigenous, and I feel like it's super important to honor that. The rosary, for me was from Catholicism, and I feel like it's really important to honor that, and just respect where they really, really come from. Because I know that there's a lot of, even in the spiritual community, there's like talk about like, I know that some people feel uncomfortable, like, like white women using sage, for example. I know that that's people agree. Some people think it's okay. Other people feel like it's not respectful. I have like my own opinion. I'm not indigenous, so it's kind of like I can't speak to that lens. I feel like I just want to say like the indigenous people hold so much wisdom. They hold the wisdom, and I feel so much respect. So much respect
for their traditions.
Yes. Yeah. It's like I don't ever want to like use it as though it's my own. It's like honoring it, but seeing the value in it, and respecting it, and just being grateful. And does that make sense? Like how I'm trying to explain that?
Because I think that I think it's just not trying to take away from anything or act like, but I think it's just like following what feels true for you, but honoring where it came from.
Where it came from.
But like taking things from like meditation is more Buddhist. Like there's like so many different things, but it's like all of them are onto something. So it's like we're all getting to the same thing. It's all about unconditional love. Like it all is. So like however you get there, whatever feels good for you, I just want to invite more people to like add back in that prayer and that intention and honoring and sacredness, because like it's real and there's so much beauty in it. But I think we've kind of a lot. Like I know I cut myself off from it for so long, and it's added so much beauty in my life, adding it more in, and it feels so deeply resonant within my soul to like add in that prayer and that intention again.
Yeah. No. I agree. I agree.
And gratitude. There's so much power in gratitude. And just like intention, routine, sacredness. So making a routine that feels good for you. And even like after that, I'll like pull a card, like oracle. I love that's a beautiful way to start cultivating a relationship with your guides too, is like pulling an oracle card for yourself if you have an oracle deck, because like again, your guides are always trying to communicate with you. That's such a beautiful way to like set the intention. Okay, my guides that are of the highest truth and compassion, what message do you have for me today? And seeing what comes forward. It's like such a nice way to build that connection,
not relying on these things. Right?
It's just like an added beautiful
it's a tool.
A tool.
And it's I love it. It's like a part of my morning routine as well.
Realizing you don't need it, but it's a beautiful thing that you can add in to have that intention to create that relationship, deepen that relationship with yourself and with your guides and with all of the support that's trying to always support you.
Because I feel like that's just really quickly, not diving too deep into this, but like I've heard people talk about like, oh, tarot, like that's demonic, this and that, and acknowledging there's a light and dark to everything. And as long as you're using these things as tools and you're not giving your power away to any of these things.
You don't need them.
Yes.
You can use them for the tools that they were intended to be.
Exactly. Because that's where it can get dark. That's where it can get murky, is if you're relying on these things and you need these things. And that's where, the darkness can kind of like come in.
Right.
So I just wanted to touch on that really quick. But with that, do you want to just talk about the nighttime routine a little bit? Just
I think just to end that too, like even like if you morning routine, like even if you want to dance or like stretch.
Yeah, I do that sometimes too in the morning. It depends on the day.
It's a good time to just boost your energy or like
sing,
movement, like anything, using your voice, getting outside, going for a run, doing some stretching. Like there's so many things. So like
putting your feet on the earth.
Yes. Yeah.
I am in an apartment, so I can't do that. I wish I could, but if I lived like on land, that would be a part of my morning routine. I'd go outside and put my feet on the earth.
Yeah. And just slowly drinking your coffee, just being like intentional and being present with yourself and just taking that time to fill your cup up, because your mornings are your time for you, and everyone will benefit when you take care of yourself first. Bless you. You have to take care of yourself first, so then you can show up for yourself and the people in your life in a much greater way. So like really, I just like the mornings are such a beautiful time to do that. So test out what feels good for you and like just make it your own thing.
Yeah. And one thing I just want to add that I love to do in the mornings. So I kind of briefly said my routine. Sometimes I dance, sometimes I stretch as well. That kind of changes from day to day. What I love to do though is put on frequency music in the background. It's just like,
and same with everything.
With everything.
With my meditation, with all that.
Yeah. It's just like as I'm cleaning, as I'm getting ready, as I listen to frequency music, and it's just whatever frequency music I want to listen to that day,
I do too.
And it just is frequency music. Like I even put it on for my cats when I leave the house.
Yeah, it's great. Get the energy good. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I just throwing that out there too, if anybody wants to try that.
We're interrupting this episode to share something close to our hearts, our virtual healing circles. We have been loving them so much and meeting so many of you incredible people through them. Brittany and I are passionate about bringing people together to support one another and heal in community. We felt alone on our paths for so long, and coming together in community has been instrumental to our growth, and we've both seen the importance in it. We aren't meant to do this alone. In unity and vulnerability, we find strength, courage, and support each other on our paths back to ourselves. Our monthly virtual seminars blend discussions, workshops, and practices to nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Whether seeking guidance, healing, or a listening ear, our gatherings offer a safe, inclusive space for people to connect, heal, and grow. Join us on this journey of healing in community. Together we can heal, grow, and thrive. Register for the next circle using the link in the show notes. We hope to see you there.
And then sometimes,
especially with journaling and prayer, like just having those playing in the background, like it's so nice. Yes. Like that's a part of the ritual. That's like sacred.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then sometimes like after that, after I do all my things, I'm like, okay, I want to like upbeat a little bit. I'm going to change now. I'm going to start making food. And then I might turn on like music and like, but not always. Sometimes I leave the frequency music on. It just kind of like really depends. But yeah.
Yeah. And like the more you can really take that time and step away from your phone and like social media and work, like you will see such a benefit and such a drastic difference.
And like even do your thing, and then it's like, okay, give yourself 10 minutes to look at your phone.
Yeah.
Put a timer on. I'm giving myself 10 minutes because it's so easy. I've been there. I still do it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's something like with the phone, it's something I'm still working on.
Yeah.
It's like I'm on and off with it. But it's like, okay, I'm going to set a 10-minute timer. 10-minute timer, and then when that timer goes off, the 4 3 2 1 method.
Yes.
Turning it off and putting it away.
Yeah. Because the phones can really suck so much of our time and energy. And when you can it's up to us to put boundaries on it, you know, because it can overtake, and it's another addiction that can come in really easily. So it's up to us as individuals to make those boundaries for ourselves so we can take care of our mental health, because it can really have an impact. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's segue into the night routine, because I feel like morning and nighttime, those are your times for you. Like they really are. They really, really are.
Yeah, I've been really starting to love, I was like excited this whole thing. I'm like, let's talk about the nighttime routine.
Yeah, I do love the nighttime routine too. I think it's harder to implement nighttime.
I think so, yeah.
Because it's like easy to just watch TV or scroll on your phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like what I've been doing, what I've really loved, and I feel like if you're a parent, nighttime routine, like if mornings are hard, because sometimes you can't control when your kids wake up, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Especially if like I don't have kids, but my cats wake me up, so I could only imagine children waking you up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes you can't control that, but evening routine, if you're able to get your kids to bed at a certain time.
Yeah, because I feel like kids typically go to bed a little earlier.
Yeah, like I remember my parents like made us go to bed at a certain time, and like as a kid I didn't always like that. Like we'd have like the one night a week where we were allowed to stay up later because we had movie night and stuff, but I think it is, you know, I'm not a parent, but I think it is a good thing to have that like nighttime, you know, go to bed at a certain time, and that gives you time, right, to spend time with your partner, to spend time with yourself. So if you can't like do a morning routine, like Holly said, take like 5 minutes in the morning for yourself, and then like make it a longer period of time in the evening. Make your night
sacred. Make that your sacred time that's just for you, you know? Yeah.
Even if it's like an hour. But what I do in the evening, because like I have like, so I do my morning routine, and then this is my schedule. It's like my morning routine, and then I get work done, and then I do my movement. I like to do like a movement at around like 3 4 o'clock, and then I come home, make dinner, and then I like to get ready for bed, whether that be shower, wash my face, like do all of those things. So I'm in my pajamas, and then I do like to either read or like watch a show or something like that. But then it's like, okay, I watch my show, whatever. Instead of just binging all night until I fall asleep, I give myself up to, let's say, a certain time. So let's say I want to be in bed by 10. I like stop watching my shows at 9. So I have an hour to like, I'll put my phone away, I wind down, and my nighttime routine really changes every night.
Yeah.
But I give myself an hour to wind down, whether that be, I often meditate again, or I love yoga at night. Like I just put on like a video, and I like follow the video, and I just connect with my breath and my body. And that just helps like calm me down, and it helps me fall asleep faster. I take my nighttime vitamins, like my magnesium, which like helps me.
Magnesium's really good at night. Yeah, helps relax the muscles, to like signal to your body, your muscles, like it's time to relax.
And I also like to like journal like a little bit too, like similar to my morning routine, but like a little bit different in the evening routine, just giving myself that hour to like, you know, wind down, do all of those things, and then I go to bed and I fall asleep so much easier.
Yeah, I love that, because I think even like setting that intention to like turn the TV off and like be with your body, be with your breath, like that's signaling to your body like, okay, it's time to
shut
relax
down.
So it makes it easier to fall asleep, you know, because I think with the blue light, with the screens, it like causes like, it's like keeping us up. So I love that so much. Yeah, I think that's so beautiful,
because there's nothing wrong to watch a show at night, you know, like don't get me wrong, I have my shows that I like to watch, but it's what I found that has worked for me is like, okay, don't feel guilty, let myself watch shows, because I used to feel guilty so long ago. I just did work at night and stuff, and I'm like, no, you deserve some time to just chill, Brittany, you know. Maybe I'll clean up a little bit as well, you know, that sort of a thing to prepare for the morning, like if you want to prep for the mornings, like is a good thing to do the night before as well.
I love to do that. I was gonna say that's something that's really like, if you are like more of an anxious person, or like you have a lot on your plate, something that I like to do the night before is like make a to-do list of what I need to do the next day, because it takes away like, okay, I know I have all of this stuff to do tomorrow, instead of like needing to figure it out tomorrow, like making that list to put your mind at ease before you wake up. So it's like you already know what you need to do the next day, not like everything, not like super rigid, but like the things that you know you need to get done. That's something I recommend to people that like have a lot going on, just so you can organize the night before. And even like if you, this can kind of like take away the creative freedom if you like to like be creative with your outfits. But if you have a regular 9 to 5 job, like picking your outfit out the night before, so that takes away the brain power of like picking out your outfit in the morning.
Yeah.
That's just another thing that you can like do the night before to help prepare for an easy day the next day.
I even like to like, cause like I have celery juice, not every single morning, but maybe like 3 times a week. But making celery juice in the morning for me is such a hassle. But what I do the night before is I'll wash the celery ahead of time. I'll prepare the juicer out. So it's literally all I have to do is wake up, juice it, and just like do those like little things to make it that much easier for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. And even like for like, I'll have like my warm lemon water in the morning. Like I have like the lemon in the fridge. I have like already the water filled in my like little tea thing that I heat up in the morning. It's for like warm lemon water. So it's like preparing for things to be easy in the morning. Yeah, definitely. And something I like to do, which you said you like to do in the morning, like I love going to bed knowing I have a clean home. So like I will like make sure that everything's clean. I'll like fold everything in the family room. I'll wipe down the counters in the kitchen, just making sure everything's clean, everything's ready for the next morning. That just puts my mind at ease. So I love cleaning at night. And then I'll actually like, I'll Palo Santo in at night too, just to like, you know, clear the energy. And then I'll say Palo Santo myself or sage myself, cleansing my energy, then wash my face, brush my teeth.
And what's coming to mind too, and I do this as well, it's something I want to get even better at, is like when you go to bed at night, or just like when you shower in general, making that in and of itself a ritual. It's like, because water is cleansing. Yeah. It's like even as you wash your face, it's like, okay, especially if you had a rough day, it's like I'm hitting the mic. It's like I'm letting go of what no longer serves me. Wash me, like cleanse me of this.
Yeah, especially if you work with a lot of people. If you're like out around a lot of people's energy, it's like clearing out any stress. Like especially if you struggle with anxiety too, or just like a lot of stress throughout the day. It's like as you're showering, actually like acting like it's washing away all of your stress, all of your fears, all of your worries, any other people's energy, washing off of your body, going down the drain. It's like making that its own like shower sacred ritual, or like washing your face, washing your hands with that same intention.
Yeah, and it's like lighting like if you shower, like turn off the lights, light some candles for yourself. Like, those things don't take that long.
Yeah.
But it just adds to it.
Yeah.
It adds to, you know, making it more of a ritual, and it's just like shifting those small things for me has been, I just love it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it just adds that level of intention and like care into your day. Yeah, and something that I love to do. So I recently actually just got the 5-minute journal. It was sent to me, and I'm like, "Ooh, okay, I'll just like do this."
That. I saw that there. I was like, "Oh, my sister has that journal."
Yeah, so I started doing it. Normally, I'll journal at night, and then I'll read. And like when I read, I'm out in like 5 minutes. I don't know what it is, but I've been journaling, and I actually love this because you do like 3 things in the morning, like 3 things that you're grateful for, and then an affirmation for the morning, and then what would make today great. So it's kind of like you're manifesting the day ahead, like what would make, so reflecting on that. And then at night, it's like, what were the highlights of your day? And then what's one thing you learned today? And I think that's so powerful to reflect on what's one thing you learned today, like looking back at like all of the things that you have learned and when that journal is done. So I love reflecting on that. And then something that Eric and I have done is, I don't know where we heard of this, but like before we're going to sleep, we'll be cuddling in bed, and we'll ask each other, what was the highlight of your day? What's one thing that you're grateful for? And what's one thing you love about yourself?
Oh, that's so beautiful to share with your partner.
Yeah. And that's like a really nice way to like end the night on that positive of a note, especially what's one thing you love about yourself. Yeah. Because I think like that's something, you know, it's all about learning how to love yourself and have compassion and forgive yourself and all of that. And I think that having that intention of just reflecting on that, especially with like my partner, it's just a good way to connect, a good way to end the night. And we've been doing that for a while. Some nights we forget, but it's like a really nice way to end the day, or we'll just chat in bed.
That's such a nice thing to do. Like if you have kids too.
Yeah. To connect with your partner.
With your family, like just like with your families. Yeah.
Oh my God. Kids. I remember Caroline, my sister, does that with her daughter. So I don't know if she does it with Kennedy yet, because Kennedy is a bit younger, but I remember her doing it. She said she does it with Cam, like especially what was the highlight of your day?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You guys, if you have kids, if you have a partner, I'm like alone with my cats, but like,
what was the highlight of your day, Kitty?
Yeah, I'll do that with them. Oh, that makes me like, I want to do that
because I think it's just like even taking that sacred pause to reflect. Again, we live in such a fast-paced society, and it's like, how can we slow down this time and like reflect and add back in those sacred intentions, you know, and those honoring rituals.
Yeah. And something else that's coming to mind as we're talking about just like ways to add different rituals like into your life is cooking and with your food.
Oh yeah.
And really as you cook, like intention and just like praying over your food, like thanking it, like thank you. And it doesn't need to be a traditional prayer. It can be if that feels good for you.
Yeah.
But like I like to put my hands like, and I need to get better at this. I do it sometimes, but it's one of those things that I'm on and off with.
To add, it's like adding sacred honoring to the food.
And it doesn't take long, right? But it's like, thank you for nourishing my body. Thank you for fueling me with like what I need, like, and just putting that intention in there.
Yeah,
you know,
that's so interesting because Eric and I actually have been doing that too. Before we eat, we have been doing the like, because I know growing up, obviously I was Catholic, so it's like that traditional prayer, and we've been doing that.
Bless us, O Lord, and
bless
these
us,
thy
O
gifts,
Lord, for these thy gifts that you're about to receive from our bounty through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Yeah.
And like, so that's actually what we say. But then I also go into like, thank you so much for this food. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for guiding us. Thank you for protecting us, for providing us, for all that you do for us. We love you. We thank you. Amen. And then we'll eat. And it's just like adding in that level of just like, again, intention before eating. It's just like, I don't know. There's something really beautiful and like it adds so much more meaning to life.
And I feel like it actually will like the food will nourish you more. I believe to it. When you speak to it, when you thank it, when I just believe that.
I believe that too. Yeah. And obviously again, like you don't have to do the traditional prayer like Brittany just said. I think that's just what feels true for me because that's what I did growing up. It reminds me of my family. And it just feels true. And then I make it my own thing at the end. But again, it doesn't have to be anything. It can just be like, thank you for providing this food for me and my family.
Yeah.
And,
that's, I mean, I used to say even when I am at my parents, they still make us say grace as a family before meals. So like, I don't say the traditional prayer because that doesn't feel good for me at this point. But what I do is I put my hands over my food. I close my eyes and it's like I intentionally, and I speak it out loud. I just like thank it for nourishing my body, for fueling my body, for giving me what I need with all the vitamins. And that's kind of like how I go about it. But
yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think there's just something really beautiful about, especially like the morning, the night, just, or whenever it feels good for you, just adding in that level of like really being intentional with your time and your energy. And like, I don't know, I just feel so deeply the call to talk more about prayer, and I want to be really mindful about it because again, like I know that there's been so much harm perpetuated based off of just different religions, and I'm so mindful of that. But I think there's a piece where we are meant to really restore faith in a way that feels good for you, because there is a higher power, you know, I believe, you know, God, source, universe, whatever feels good for you, like they're there and they're looking out for us and they love us so much. And I feel like when we can build that connection back, you can really feel it in your life. And I just feel like that is what the world needs right now. We need more prayer. We need more intention. We need more unconditional love and non-judgment. And just in whatever way feels true for you. And if there's resistance, that's okay. You know, following what feels true, wherever you are in your journey, whatever feels good for you, trust that. But I feel like maybe planting a seed of like, I feel like there's truth to prayer, but it doesn't have to look a certain way.
It's like letting go of the rules, the rigidity, all of that stuff, right? And like Holly said, just making it yours.
Yeah. Because that's what I feel like we do. Like, I feel like I am my own, I'm like in my own thing with what I do with, I feel like I'm very spiritual, but not in a way that like that's like I've seen somewhere. It's like, it's mine.
Same.
You know, it feels true for me.
Exactly.
And I think that's what it's going to be for everyone. Whatever feels true for you is right. You know?
Yeah. There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow any rules. It's, that's definitely, I know what we struggled with for a long time, or what I did
the
with rigidity of it, the rules, the this, the that, the fear instilled if you don't do it this way, this and that. So I fell so far off it. And then now it's like I've balance. Brought it back. Yeah.
It's like coming back in a way that feels authentic. Yeah. So hopefully we just inspire you to maybe just add in that intention of like morning routine, nighttime routine, just doing things to fill yourself up and take care of yourself, because like you have to come with your cup full so you can really just like, you come first. You have
so you can give from the overflow, so you're not taking from yourself.
Especially if you have kids. Like, I know that's so much harder said than done, but like making sure you find those pockets of time to take care of yourself. Maybe it's even just like 30 minutes of going to therapy and talking about things. Like, it can be like a 30-minute thing, but doing things for yourself so you can show up for yourself and for your kids and for your family in a greater way. It has such a ripple effect, and you're teaching your kids how to also take care of themselves too, you know? Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you do? Let us know if there's anything else that you do, anything else that's worked for you. If you're a mom, a dad, parent of any sort, like, how have you fit it into your life? Because we're not parents, but
I feel very like fortunate and privileged right now to have the space and time to be able to really have those long morning routines and nighttime routines, but that's a luxury
right now. You know? I know. So we're acknowledging that. But if you're a parent and if you've, found some like tips and tricks, let us know, just for like other parents to read in the comments below.
Absolutely.
Because we'd love to, see that. But thank you all so much for listening to this episode, for hanging out with us today. We hope that you enjoyed it.
Yes. Yeah. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye. As we wrap up today's episode, we want to extend our deepest gratitude for joining us on this journey. Your support does not go unnoticed. If you enjoyed this episode and find value in our conversations, please take a moment to leave a review. Your feedback not only helps us grow, but also allows us to reach more people who can benefit from our community of healing and support. Every review, every rating makes a difference. Thank you for being a part of the Multiple Truths podcast family. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Multiple Truths podcast. Keep speaking your truth and spreading your light. We love you, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.